You know what, guys? I'm really not surprised at this point. I'm really not. These Democrats, man, they want to die on this hill for a criminal illegal alien. Now, Senator Chris Van Hollen of Maryland, man, he set a very, very bad precedent. But on the other side, it's really actually exposing the Democratic Party. They're not fighting for Americans. They're fighting for illegal criminal aliens. Folks, I never thought I would actually see the day where a political party would actually be vouching for a MS-13 gang member that's not a part of this country. But the Democrats want you to believe that this man is a Maryland man. They want you to believe that this man is like an American citizen. He's not. He's home in El Salvador. I really don't care, folks, that he was actually deported back to El Salvador. Folks, we got 4 more Democrats now that have now went down to El Salvador trying to get the MS-13 gang member back. They want him back, folks. This man. Very, very good evidence that he was actually human trafficking here in this country. They want him back. Every single one of these Democrats, man, you Democrat voters, man, you guys need to primary these people. Or just straight up abandon the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party is lost. They don't care about you whatsoever, man. They are proving it now. 4 more Democrats going to El Salvador, where just in Maryland, you actually had Rachel Warren's mother. No Democrat senator went and supported her. None. President Trump did. Her daughter was killed by a criminal illegal alien, also from El Salvador. These are the type of people that the Democratic Party actually supports. So, guys, let's go ahead and get into this. Right over here, 4 more Dems travel to El Salvador to push for Abrego Garcia's return to U.S. They really want him back, guys. They want him back badly. You know what? Maybe Bukele should actually release him. And guess what's going to happen? President Trump is just going to deport him immediately to, I don't know, how about this? Send him to, Africa or somewhere. No matter what, he's not going to be back in this country on the street. This is not going to happen. Maybe Bukele should actually do that. But Bukele's not going to do that. I mean, guys, Abrego Garcia is safe at home in El Salvador. But the Democrats want to down this hill, man. And I expect more Democrats to actually go down there. Violating the Logan Act, guys. They are conducting U.S. foreign policy where they don't have the right to do this, man. All of these Democrats, man, should be prosecuted. Every single one of them. Now, apparently this time around, this isn't on the taxpayers' dime. I really don't care. They're still violating the Logan Act. Now, the reps are Robert Garcia of the People's Republic of California, Maxwell Frost of Florida, Yasemin Ansari of Arizona, and Maxine Dexter of Oregon. They announced in a press release Monday that they had arrived in El Salvador to, quote, pressure the Trump administration to abide by a Supreme Court order to facilitate the return of Kilmore Abrego Garcia. Maybe they didn't actually understand the ruling of the Supreme Court. Facilitate just means, hey, if Bukele wants to release him back to the U.S., the U.S. just provides a flight. That's it. But Bukele said, no, he's not going to release him. These Democrats, man, are something else, man. The 4 Democrats describe Garcia as, quote, a Maryland man. They're still using that, guys. With protected legal status, who was unlawfully deported by the Trump administration. No, he didn't have a protected legal status. He didn't. I mean, a judge already said he could be deported. Couldn't deport him to El Salvador. But I really don't care. And actually, by the way, I believe this is the way it actually worked. There was a stipulation he couldn't return to El Salvador because a rival gang could have went after him and killed him. But the thing is, the situation changed in El Salvador because Bukele locked up the gang members. The gang is not a it's not a problem anymore, I should actually say. So he could actually go back to El Salvador. Okay. But right over here, man, MSNBC, they actually have a clip right here on YouTube of one of these lawmakers over there in El Salvador. They really want this guy back. Let's go ahead, guys, and watch this.
4 House Democrats are in El Salvador this morning trying to secure the release of Kilmar Abrego Garcia. This comes just days after Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen's visit. We heard from the senator just a few moments ago. The lawmakers say they plan to meet with Salvadorian officials.
Look at that title from Politico right there. House Dems travel to El Salvador to secure Maryland man's return. He's not a Maryland man.
At the U.S. Embassy to advocate for Abrego Garcia's return and get information on the other migrants who were deported to a notorious Salvadorian prison. Democratic Congressman Robert Garcia of California is leading the delegation and joins us now live from El Salvador. Congressman, good morning. Thank you for being with us this morning. You're there with 3 fellow Democrats. Talk to us, just start why this mission here is so important, and not just about Mr. Abrego Garcia, but all the others who were deported, many would say, without due process.
Good morning. Yes. Look, what's really important here that people need to understand is we have the president of the United States defying a 9-0 unanimous Supreme Court decision to bring Kilmar back home to the United States.
No, that's not what the Supreme Court said. They didn't say that he had to bring him back to the U.S. He had to facilitate. Only if Bukele said, all right, we're going to send him back to the U.S. That's it.
This, in my opinion, is on its way to a constitutional crisis in this country. You cannot defy not just Supreme Court, but also lower courts. The Trump administration has also said that they sent Mr. Abrego Garcia here on accident. It is time to bring Kilmar home, and we're continuing the work of Senator Van Hollen. Look, we will not be the last members of the delegation to be here. There's other senators and members of Congress that will be here in El Salvador.
Wow.
It's really important that we advocate for his release. He has been wrongly sent here, as have, by the way, hundreds of other individuals who are in our country in different status, asylum seekers, people that were on some type of permit, some type of student visas we know are being deported across the country as well to other places. And so this is a moment for us to stand for our values and for due process in this country. We also know it's not just about Kilmar. There's a young man named Avery down here, 19 years old, a young gay man, a hairdresser, seeking asylum, got sent here. We have no proof of life yet of how he's doing. So we have a lot of work to do. We're on our way actually to the embassy to get a classified briefing in just about an hour.
You're certainly right to highlight it's more than just this one case that's gotten so much attention. You mentioned how the Trump administration seems to be in defiance, or at least delay bordering on defiance, of a Supreme Court ruling. But they've also made the claim that they simply, we don't have any jurisdiction anymore. He's in El Salvadorian custody. Tell us what you make of that argument and what you'll say to the El Salvadorian officials you'll see later today.
Well, we know that there is no question that if Donald Trump, the president, wants to have Kilmar back home, he would be back home.
He's already back home, you idiot. He's already back home.
Of course, has a very strong relationship with the president of El Salvador, and they are working together on this. The president of the United States sent Kilmar here by accident. The courts have said he needs to return, and the president needs to act. We're here to continue that pressure on the Trump administration, and also to build support here in El Salvador for Kilmar's release, and to bring attention to the facility that's here, the jail that's here, where we know hundreds of people, Venezuelan migrants, people that are seeking asylum, folks that were here like Kilmar who are wrongly sent here. The attention here on this issue is important, especially because you have a president that is defying the Supreme Court. And I can't tell you how important it is our country that every single person, regardless of where they're at in their status, whether they have a work visa, whether they have a student visa, whether they're exercising their free First Amendment rights, they have a due process right in our country. We've got to maintain that.
Democratic Congressman Robert Garcia of California, important words. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Safe travels to you.
Wow. I was hot with that, man. These Democrats are disgusting. They are disgusting. They're really advocating for a dangerous MS-13 gang member to be released back into this country. And you know what? If he actually does end up coming back, which he won't, and Trump deports him somewhere else, they're going to whine and cry again. The Democrats, man, don't realize this is a losing issue for them. They're flying across the world for an illegal alien. That's a gang member, a wife beater. How insane is this? The Democrats have really, really lost their minds, guys. They really have. Gonna leave right there, guys. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.